let's talk about the next type of interaction, that is parasitism. In this type of interaction, where one of the two interacting species, that is a parasite, depends upon the other species, that is host, for the food and the shelter. Majorities of the parasites harm the host. So the parasite is dependent upon the host for its food material, and it is eventually harming it also. It may reduce the survival, growth and reproduction of the host and reduce its population density. So obviously when it is eating the host, when it is feeding upon the host, when it is restricting the growth and the reproduction process, so eventually what will happen? Eventually the growth will stop and the host will die. They might render the host more vulnerable to predation by making it physically weak. So obviously when they are physically weak, they can be easily predated. Now, what are the adaptations by the parasites? Loss of unnecessary sense organs, presence of adhesive organs or the suckers to cling on the host. So, parasites have also developed few things so that they can easily get attached to the host. So, what are those? They have developed few organs, few additive organs which are there, which are used for joining, for clinging to the host. Loss of the digestive system so that they can completely rely on the host. High reproductive capacity for quick reproduction. Then when we talk about this parasitism, there are, in the parasitic life cycle, there are two intermediate hosts. So what are those? The human liver fluke depends upon two intermediate hosts, a snail and a fish, to complete its life cycle. So every parasite which is present, it is having different hosts which are there. And depending upon that, the organism is having that kind of life cycle also. So when we talk about the human liver fluke, it has two intermediate hosts, which is the snail and the fish. The malarial parasite needs a vector, that is a mosquito, to complete its life cycle. That is also a type of parasitism only. Ectoparasites. Now what are ectoparasites? The parasites that feed on the external surface of the host organism. Example, the lice which is there in the humans, ticks on dogs, cuscuta. Cuscuta is also an ectoparasite which sucks the nutrition from the host plant. So here green color diagram which you guys can see, it is the cuscuta. Endoparasite that live inside the host body. Example, at the liver, at the kidney, in the lungs, in the red blood cells, anywhere the parasites which are present, they are the endoparasites. What are endoparasites? Those organisms or those parasites which are living inside the body, in any body part, liver, kidney, RBCs, anywhere they are living, so they are endoparasites. The life cycle of the endoparasites are more complex because of their extreme specialization. Specialization as in which body parts they are going to be present. So that is their specialization. Some parasites are there specific for the lungs, some are specific for the kidneys. So this is their specialization. So depending upon that, they have a complex mechanism as compared to the ectoparasite. So what are the examples? Tapeworm, liver fluke, plasmodium and hookworm. The diagram which you can see, it is of tapeworm. Now there is one more term. When we talk about parasitism, there is one more story that we have been studying, listening from a very long while. Now this is brood parasitism. What is that? This is observed in birds. What is happening? The parasitic bird lays its eggs in the nest of the host and the host is incubating them. So this is brood parasitism. The eggs of the parasitic bird have evolved to resemble the host eggs in the size and color to reduce the chances of the host bird detecting it, the foreign eggs, and ejecting it out from the nest. So the cuckoo and the crow, they are doing it. So this is brood parasitism.